I want to create a world that, within our lifetimes, in the next 10, 20, 30 years, people will take it for granted that there's always access to a lifeline of education. And one thing I always make clear is we don't view what we're doing as competitive with the traditional education system. We view it as complementary. I'll be the first to say that if I had to pick between in-person education for my kids with an amazing teacher and technology, I would pick the in-person education every time. And I also saw that the way that they were approaching learning, especially in math and science, but really in all subjects, is they were memorizing formulas. They didn't really see how everything fit together. Frankly, they weren't seeing the beauty in the content. They weren't seeing how exciting I would argue everything that you learn in school, if you view it in the right way, can be incredibly exciting. The notion of personalization is, don't do that. Let every student work at their zone of proximal development, at their learning edge. I am hoping that over the next few years, we're able to give signals not just of whether a student knows how to factor a polynomial or can do accounting or statistics, but also their communication, their empathy, their collaboration. It's uncomfortable in a very positive way, and it does just make you more connected. It makes you more appreciative of the air quality, more appreciative of just attuned to what's going on. I think a lot of what we can do as adults is also just set very clear examples. A lot of us will talk about climate change and this and that, and then we'll get on a plane just to have a half an hour meeting with somebody, and we'll burn who knows how much fuel for that. It's far more sustainable, frankly, to do what we're doing right now. Who knows how much carbon I would have generated if I were there in person. I think there's a lot of things that we can rethink in how we relive their life. Remote work. This is a trend that I think we're going to see post-COVID. It's going to be much more sustainable on a bunch of levels. Traffic is going to go down. Fuel consumption is going to go down. People are going to spend more time with their family. They're going to have more time. It's going to be more sustainable for their lives. They're not going to be as stressed. So I think, COVID might be forcing some of this, and we just have to set an example for kids. I sound very traditional when I say reading, writing, and mathematics. These have always been, the 3 R's, the traditional things, but it is true. If you don't have basic mastery of mathematics, solid reading comprehension, and solid ability to write, you're going to be at a disadvantage your entire life, and you're not going to be able to engage in other subjects. In a traditional system, when we make people do 6 or 7 things all at the same time, you can never go deep in any one subject and really immerse yourself. And as a researcher, imagine if you were doing 6 subjects, you wouldn't be able to go deep. Anyone who's ever done anything deep, who's really developed a passion, has had a lot of time and a lot of space to dig deep into it. Kids are getting their math, their reading, their writing. Those skills aren't atrophying, then they're going to be fine. And once people feel good about those, that they're doing it in a personally sustainable way, then yes, layer on other things. But don't try to force everything at once, because that could sometimes lead to everything getting watered down.